Hi, I'm Vint. I'm the skipper of Prolific, Ocean Youth Trust South 32 metre ketch. We're a sail training charity who take young people from all different backgrounds out to sea, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to take young people sailing and boating. When you bring your children sailing, treat them like crew, so get them fully involved in everything on board. For us, this includes safety briefs at the start of a trip, so that they know how to use their life jackets, what to do in the event of emergency. But it's also doing things like teaching them how to tie fenders on so that they can feel as involved as possible from the very beginning of the voyage. One of the things I found when sailing with children is start as you mean to go on. Lay down your expectations for them, the rules, the safety briefs that they need to follow, such as wearing a life jacket. Make sure that if you've asked them to do something like wearing their life jacket, you're doing the same and wearing yours too. What we find works best is making sure the children know that they truly are part of the crew and not just passengers on board. This means getting them involved in all aspects of planning the sailing trip, so we'll get them deciding where we're going to go based on the weather forecast. We'll get them involved in getting the boat prepped for sea, so that's preparing the sails, sorting out the lines. We'll also make sure they know how to use all of the equipment, so we'll do winch briefs so that they know how to use them safely and can feel independent on that. We'll teach them a little bit about how to steer, so how to use the helm according to the wind or according to the compass. When choosing where to go, take into account the experience of your crew. If your children have never sailed before, they might be nervous, so break them in gently by choosing a shorter trip on a nice sunny day. Be conscious of how you speak to your crew. If they're nervous, the last thing they need is you shouting at them, as it shows a loss of control and might make them feel threatened. Instead, take a breath, explain calmly to them what it is that you need them to do. And another thing to consider is that different people learn in different ways. Some children need to be hands-on in order to pick up a new skill, such as pulling a rope or using a winch. Other people prefer to sit back, watch you do it a few times over, and then they'll be more confident to pick it up themselves. On Prolific, the minimum age we sail with is 11 years old, but you might be boating with children much younger than that. The first thing to consider is that the safety equipment you have for them fits them correctly and comfortably. We teach our crew how to move about the boat safely. That involves staying out of no-go zones, which are near the sheets or near the boom, and using the high side to walk up and down instead of the low side when sailing. If you have particularly young children, you might need to keep them safe in the cockpit with you, or even let them go down below where they can play. When everyone's comfortable on board, get them involved in as many jobs as possible. Anything you do on board, they can do too. So that includes steering the boat, navigating, keeping a good lookout, and pulling on the ropes, the halyards, to hoist the sails. On Prolific, we do have a watch system and we do get the crew swabbing the decks, but it's not all just about hard work, it's about having fun too. So remember to enjoy nature, spotting dolphins. We'll get our crew to chill out on deck listening to music on the bean bags, or even going out on the bowsprit where they can watch the waves go by. Everybody gets involved in food preparation on board Prolific. We have a rota so that people know if they're cooking lunch or dinner that day. It's really important to have good nutritious food so that you can refuel after a hard day's sailing. We'll also have snacks to hand when we're at sea too, so for us that might involve biscuits, cake, but also fruit. This is important because it stops people getting hangry, but it also stops them getting seasick. Also, think about how to keep your kids entertained when they're off watch or not involved in what's going on. On Prolific, we've got a wide selection of games such as Monopoly or Uno, and we've even got table tennis. For us, sailing isn't just about being at sea, it's also about exploring new places. So sometimes we'll visit a new anchorage and take the dinghy ashore, maybe have a barbecue on the beach. Other times we'll go into a marina so that we can get an ice cream or go for a shower. It gives the crew a chance to stretch their legs after a long day at sea as well. Sail training on Prolific provides young people with some really incredible life experiences. We'll often see them make massive gains in their confidence or self-esteem, and they'll also find new ways to work as a team, particularly with strangers or people that they've never lived together with before. At the end of the day, around the meal, around the table, or at the end of a voyage, we'll all get together and remember the good times that we've had on board, and it's such a great atmosphere amongst everybody. Sailing is a fantastic activity for all the family, and will create many shared experiences and memories for you to treasure. So do take your children sailing. If you start them young enough, you never know, it might become a lifelong passion of theirs.